Deepti, Deepti K. What is a query string?
Yes, ma'am.
What is a query string?
It is a series of name and value pair
Name and value pair
separated by ampersand.
separated by ampersand. So today we'll discuss what are the few commonly or important attributes, okay, form attributes that are very essential for any form declaration. Okay. So there are two important attributes in form. One is action, another one is method. Okay. So these are the two important attributes. You can see in this example, we have this attribute method is equal to get. Okay. Action is equal to process.php. So these are the two important attributes. So first we will discuss about action. Okay. The action will specify the URL of the application that is to be called when the submit button is clicked. Okay. When you create a form, you will be having a button. Okay. So common button is the submit button. When you click, okay, when you click on the submit button, okay, what is the next page? Okay, what is the next page that need to be called? Okay, when you click on the submit button, what is the next page? Okay, so the next page will do the job of submitting the data, whatever you have entered in the form, to the database. Okay, or it may submit the data directly to the server where it will process the data, okay, and perform certain tasks. Okay. So an example of action is equal to, so action is equal to specify some URL. Okay, specify some complete, this is a complete URL. Okay, you can see here .pl, it is a Perl. Okay, most of the time, okay, most of the time you will be having here server side page link, server side page URL. Okay. If the form has no action, okay, if the form we are not specifying any action, we are leaving it blank, then the value is set to the empty string. That means we are not calling any URL or any page. Okay, I'll show an example. So this is an example. Okay. So here we have two form controls. Okay, mainly there are two form controls. One is a text enter the first name. Okay, I just separate it. And there is another text box to enter the last name, and there is a button. Okay. So this is the text that will appear. Okay, the text that will appear, which will be enclosed within a tag that is called as a label tag. Okay, that is called as a label tag. Okay, and then we have declared a control to enter the first name, okay, which is of the type text. Okay, that means you can enter the text data. This is very important. Okay, so type is equal to text. Okay, so and then you can specify the ID and the name and value, okay, which will be helpful later when you are dealing with the server side page. Okay, so and again we have declared the same thing. Okay, same same HTML tags we have here, label tag, and one more is input text tag for entering the last name. Okay, so this name and ID, okay, this name and ID and value, it is left to you. Okay, but keep it simple. Okay, L name, some meaningful you can give for name, ID, and value. And type is equal to submit. Okay, if it is a submit button, okay, if it is a submit button, then you have to give type is equal to submit. Okay, and see here you can just specify the name. Okay, you can just specify the name, or you can place it within the label. Let's just look at the difference. You can just specify the name, okay, or you can also specify within the label. The difference is, okay, when I click on this last label text, okay, Okay, when I click on this last label, okay, I'm not clicking on the text box. Okay, I will click on this last label, last name, okay, which is enclosed within the label tag. So when I click on this, the entire text box will get selected, isn't it? Okay. Suppose if I don't place it within the label tag, okay. See here, when I click on this, okay, when I click on this text first name, the text box will not get selected. Okay, that is why we will be placing, okay, this is one of the good way of placing the content, the title, okay, text box title within the label. Okay. The difference is, only thing is when you click on this, it will not get selected, but if you place it within the label, when you click on the text box will get selected. Okay, so that is why, okay, always when you create a form, okay, so place the title of a text box or anything, okay, it may be check box, anything, place it within the label. Okay, clear, right? Understood, right? What is the importance of label? Why we have to place it within the label? Okay. Now, yeah, I was discussing about an attribute action. Okay, so action is equal to, so we are declared, okay, we have declared a URL. Okay, this is not a complete URL because these two are in the same folder. So that is why we have declared slash the name of the page. Okay, when I click on the submit button after entering the detail, assume that I have entered some detail, John 111 and some name, okay, do one. Okay, I click on the submit button. Okay, now when I click on the submit button, it has to take me to this page. Okay, it has to take me to this page. Okay, see the URL. Okay, URL, I don't have action page.php now. Okay, but when I click on this, okay, so you can see here. Now the next page, what it is taking is action page, okay, dot php. So this is the next page. Okay, after I click on the submit button, and whatever the data that I have entered, it is submitted with the form of query string. Okay, so this page and the query string is separated with a single question mark. Okay. Is it clear? So this is very important. Action. Okay, so action is the next page which you want to specify after clicking on the submit button. So that is about the submit action. Okay, action attribute. So there is one more attribute method. Okay, which will take two values. Okay, normally it will take two values. One is get, another one is post. Okay, so here we have specified method is equal to get. Okay, method is equal to get. Okay, and when you enter the data, so see here, this is one more, target is equal to blank. Target is equal to blank is nothing but, so when I click on the submit button, it will open a new tab. Okay, it will open a new tab. So if I don't specify target is equal to blank, it will open in the same page. That is the difference. Okay, so now I will enter the detail. Okay, submit. Okay, so suppose if I specify that there is one more value, that is post. Okay, so if I specify post and enter the data and click on the submit button. Okay, so this is how you are getting. Okay, so can you tell me what is the difference between these two pages? This is using get method and this is using post method. Can anybody tell me what is the difference? So this I have used method is equal to post, and this I have used method is equal to get. Clearly look into the page and tell me the difference. This is method is equal to get, and this is method is equal to post. What is the difference?
In the URL, values are not there.
Value is not there. Okay, that means we are not sending the data in the form of a query string. In which method? In post method, correct. And this is a post method. In the post method, we are not sending the data in the form of a query string. Whereas, if the method is get, okay, we are sending the data in the form of a query string. Okay. So by default, if you don't specify method, okay, is equal to get or post, it will be by default method is equal to get. Okay. So by default method is get. So yeah, that is the difference between get and method. Which is a secure? Which method is a secure method? Get or post?
Post.
Huh?
Post.
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 Okay, why post method is get secure? See, suppose for example, you have a box. Okay, we have a box here to enter the password. Okay, we have a box here to enter the password. So what happens if you are entering the password? The password also will appear here, correct? So whatever the password you have entered, it will appear here. Let's see whether you will get the password. Get the, I will specify one more. If you are specifying it as password, then type is equal to password. Okay. You have to specify type is equal to password. Give some name. Okay. So I will give it as PWD. Give some name. Now click on this. Enter the name. Enter the last name. Enter some password. There. Now click on the submit button. Can you see if I am using, okay, if I'm using get method, you can see here it will clearly show what name you have entered, what last name you have entered, and even the password. Okay, so this is not a secure way of sending the data. Okay, if you at all you have some secure information to pass from browser to server, okay, so that we will not be using the method is equal to get. Okay. So the secure method is post. So you can see here. Notice how the spaces and the okay, some informations in the URL are encoded. Okay. So for example, if you have space, okay, how it will be sent in the URL? It will be having a plus. Correct. Suppose if you have some special characters, you can see here. It will be denoted using percentage E9. Okay. So these are some special way URL will encode the special characters. Okay, then this is URL encoding. And here you can see this is method is equal to get and action is equal to process.php. So if it is process.php and the method is get, you can see here first it will be having the action page question mark, and after that it will be having the query string. Okay, and this is the query string title. Okay, and this is the name that we have given for the country where. Okay, both are separated using ampersand. Okay. And this is the method is equal to post. So in the method post, we are sending the data, whatever you have entered in HTTP header. Okay. So HTTP will be having different parts. Okay. HTTP is a protocol which will be having different parts like header, body. Okay. So In the header, okay, in the protocol header, we are sending the data which will not be visible to the user. Okay, so here you can see this is the, you have, I think you have studied the protocol, right? HTTP protocol. So this is a simple protocol, okay, where you have to see, it will be specifying date, okay, and host name, then user agent, that means what type of browser you are using, what is the length of the data you are sending, okay. So all this information will be there. Along with this, it will be sending the query string, which will not be visible to the end user. Okay. So, so in the get method, you will be having the query string. Okay. So query string is a way of sending the data in get request. And one more disadvantage of get method is the get method data can be cached. Okay. The data will be cached and it will remain in the browser string. Okay. So in the browser, it will cache the data whatever you have entered. The get method so should never be used when dealing with the sensitive data. For example, password, okay, or any some sensitive data. If you are entering in the form, you should not go for get method. So one more disadvantage of get method is get method can be used, okay, only if you are having the character less than these many characters. That means 2048 characters. Okay. So maximum number of characters is 2048 characters. Okay. So that is the length restriction. We have length restriction in get method, but whereas in post method we don't have any length restrictions. Okay. The get request should be used only to retrieve the data. So if suppose if you want to collect some data, okay, it will not be some sensitive data. Some data you want to collect, for example, a feedback, or if you want to collect some information. So for such cases, you can go for get method, which will have a small form. Okay, not a lengthy form. You can go only for a small form. Whereas if you come to post method, okay, whatever the query string what you see, okay, it will be there in the HTTP header, okay, or in the HTTP message body. Okay. So the post method, in post method, the data will never be get cached in the browser. Okay, it will never be, you can never find it in the browser history. And there is no restriction on the length of the data. Okay. Sometimes they may ask you in the exam, explain the difference between get method and post method. Even in Viva, you may get this question. Okay. What is the difference between get method and post method, which is secure? Okay. Such kind of question you can expect in Viva. And there are some points. Okay. Same points. Okay. Whatever we have discussed. Okay. So what is get method? What is their advantage? How many characters? Okay, so data will be hidden in post, will never be get cached, and it can also contain binary data. Okay, so in the post method, you can also go for binary data. So moving on to the next topic, form control elements. Okay. Form control elements. So in this, the first one we are going to discuss about text input controls. Text input controls. Okay. So you may get in the exam, okay, explain text input controls with the example. Okay, we have around, yeah, around 7 text input controls. Okay, so you need to explain all these text input controls with the examples. So I'll discuss all this with the example. Let's keep the form simple. Okay. So this is the first text input control, okay, where we are specifying type is equal to text. Okay. So here, this text box, it is used to create a single line text entry box. Okay. So here only we can enter a single line data. Okay. We cannot enter multiple line data. Only we can enter a single line text. Okay. So you have to give one example like this, okay, and you have to explain what is type is equal to text. So type is equal to text will allow you to enter only a single line data. So if at all you want a label, okay, you can specify the label. So when you click on this first name, the text box will get selected. Okay, and the next one is so the next one is a text area. Okay. So the next one is a text area. Okay. The tag name itself is text area, whereas here the tag name is input. Remember. Okay. So text area. So here the text area, it will allow you to enter multiple line data. You can see here. So here you can enter multiple line data. Okay. So for example, you can enter the suggestions. Okay. Multiple line data. So here we have specified row. How many rows of data you can enter? So it is row 5. Okay. You can see here. You can enter more number of rows. Okay, but it will show only, okay, only it will show 5 rows. Okay. So and similarly column. How many columns we need? Okay, it is in terms of columns. Okay. So look at the difference when I make the change. Okay, I will make row is equal to 10. Look at the difference. Okay. So here you can see 10 rows. Okay. Similarly, I will make column as 50. Okay. It will become a short text box. Okay. So the difference is here you can enter multiple line data. Clear? The next one is, so the next one is password. So this is not necessary. Okay. You can keep it like this. Password. So for password, okay, the text is type is equal to password. Specify some, okay, specify now some values and name and ID. Okay. So this is the password. Okay. So in the password it will, so it is also a single line entry box. Okay. But whatever the user enters, okay, whatever the data the user enters, it will be in the form of bullets or sometimes in any special characters. Okay. So most common you can see bullet and star. Okay, asterisk symbol. Okay. So this is about 3 text input controls. Moving on to the next one, email. Okay. So the next one is email. Any doubt in this? Are you able to follow? Huh? No doubt again? Any confusions? Any doubt? Are you guys there?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the next one is type is equal to email. Okay, so you can enter the name, ID, or you can, for time being, you can leave it blank, no problem. Okay, so type is equal to email. Okay. So this is a text box, okay, where you can enter the email address. Okay, this is also a single line entry box. Okay, but only difference is, okay, when you go for email, okay, and suppose if I create, suppose if I enter some information email here, okay, you can see here, suppose if I don't enter a proper email, okay, I'll get alert, okay, alert message indicating that the email is not in a correct format. Okay, the email should have an yeah, okay, at the rate symbol. It should have an at the rate symbol in the email address. It is missing in this email address. Okay, so only thing is, some browsers will perform validation when the form is submitted. Okay, so that is type is equal to email. Next one is type is equal to text is for telephone number. Okay, telephone number. If you want to enter in a form a telephone number, you have to specify type is equal to tell. Okay, type is equal to tell. So here also, okay, here also it will perform the validation. Okay. So some browser it will perform the validation. So tell is a single line entry box for entering the telephone number. Okay. So suppose if you are using some special characters and all, it will specify some message in some browsers. Okay. So that is about for entering the telephone. Okay. The next last one, the last input, yeah, text input control is URL. Okay, URL. This is for entering the URL. So type is URL. Very easy to remember. Okay, in the exam it is very easy to remember all the so suppose, so this is for a single line entry text box. Okay, so this is for entering the URL. Okay. Usually the URL will have HTTP and colon double forward slash and all. Okay, and suppose if you are not entering the proper email, proper URL, it will give a message telling that please enter a proper URL. Okay, so some browser will perform the validation of the URL before you click the submit button. When you click on the submit button. Okay, clear. So this is about text input control. The first one is type is equal to text. Next one is text area for entering the multiple line text. Next one is type is equal to password. Next one is type is equal to search. Type is equal to tell. Type is equal to URL. So there is one more. Okay, there is one more. Type is equal to search. Type is equal to search. So if at all you want to have a search box, okay, like something like a Google search box, okay, so you have to specify type is equal to search. Okay. So you can see here. Okay. So here you will get a yeah, this wrong mark. Okay, so which one you can use for deleting the content. Okay, you can enter the content. Okay, you can delete the content. Okay, so this is a search box. Okay, so it will provide a clear field icon. Okay, you will be having a, well, the difference is you will be having a clear field icon. So this wrong mark, which is called as clear field icon for clearing the text box. Is it clear? Any doubt in this text input control? Any doubt in this? Artha, you may get for 10 marks, 8 marks. Okay. Explain text input controls with example. Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
So this all about, this all I have explained. Okay. Email, tell, URL. Next one is pattern attributes for text control. Okay. So there is an attribute called as pattern, okay, which can be used for text control. Okay. So for this attribute, we will be specifying a regular expression. You have studied regular expression, right, in Unix? So you can specify regular expression, okay, that the user input must match. Okay. We can use the placeholder. Okay. So there is one more called as placeholder attribute to provide the guidelines to the user about the expected format of the input. So I'll show you an example. So there are two more attributes we'll be studying. One is pattern, another one is placeholder attribute. So look into this example. I will delete all this. So in this attribute, we are telling, okay, there is a text box where, what does this regular expression means? Can anybody tell me what is this regular expression means? How many characters we can have?
Only 3.
Only 3 characters. Okay. It can be either capital or small case. Okay. So if I enter more than 3, okay, if I enter more than 3 characters, it will give a message. Please match the requested format. Only 3 letter country code is allowed. Okay. So this is about pattern attribute. Yeah, one more is placeholder. Okay. So placeholder is equal to some message you can give country. You can see here. So if you give placeholder, okay, so here itself it will give a message. Okay. So country code. Okay. It is like a meaningful message, okay, which will be helpful for the user while entering the data. So looking at this, he will understand, yes, I have to enter here country code. Okay. So that is about placeholder and pattern attribute. Okay, there is one more example. So this example is useful when you are going for email. Okay, pattern attribute is useful when you are going for entering password, okay, email or telephone number. You can tell only numbers are allowed. Then while entering email, you can tell how many characters at the end. Okay, password how many, what type of characters. Okay. So for that and all, you can use pattern. Next one is required attribute. Okay. So required means which allows you to tell the browser, okay, we are telling the browser that this field must be entered. Okay, this field must be entered. Yeah. So required, this is an attribute without any value. Okay. So if you are not entering any value, it will give a message, please fill out the field. So you are entering the required. Okay. So required means it will not allow you to go for a blank text box. Blank without any entering the data, you cannot click on the submit button. This text box must contain some data. Okay. It is a required field. Okay. So some forms you will get a mandatory symbol, right? Star, red color star, indicating it's a required field. Correct. If you don't enter, you will get a message something like this: please fill out this field. Okay. You might have observed this kind of message. Okay. So that is because of this attribute required. Okay. One of the important attribute required. So another one is autocomplete. Okay. So autocomplete. So in autocomplete, the browser will give some predicted options for the selected elements based on the previous entered value. See here, autocomplete is equal to on. So it will give some predicted value. Okay, the previously entered from the cache, it will get some previously entered value. Okay. Submit. Import. Submit. Then run. Import. Submit. See here. Now what it will give? It will give some previously entered values. Okay. Just when you click on E, it will give you all the previously entered values which will start from E. Okay. ER. When I type ER, again it will give you some previously entered value which will start from ER. That is because of autocomplete. Okay. So this is autocomplete is equal to on. So there is one more tag that is called as a data list. Okay. So data list, it is used to provide an autocomplete features on input elements. So you are specifying, okay, not the browser, okay, you are specifying some list of commonly used values. Okay. Look at this example. So now you have country code, country code. Now what we do is we create a data list. Okay. Data list. And specify some options. So to link this, okay, so here we have an input for entering the country code, and we have some list, okay, list of options from which the user can select. Okay, to link this between these two, okay, we are creating a list. We have to link this to, so we are creating a list attribute and we are giving some value, okay, code. And here also we have to specify id is equal to same value you have to specify. Okay, these two should match, list and the id value should match. Now look at here, what it will give. It will give those values we have specified in the data list. Okay, so these are the values we have specified using data list. All these things will be listed here along with the previously entered values. Okay, So this is about data list. Okay. So this is not a drop down. Okay, this is not a drop down. Okay, so this is about a data list which can be linked to the input value. Clear? Data list. Artha is the data list. So this is all about text input control, okay, and their attributes. So this is one topic, okay. So if suppose if they ask you for 12 marks and all, you have to mention till here, okay. Till here you have to mention what is autocomplete, what is data list, what is required, what is what is required field, what is a pattern, okay. So what is a placeholder, everything you have to mention. So moving on to the next one. So next form control is choice control. Okay. So select element, we are using here a special tag called as select element. It is used to create multi-line box for selecting one or more items. Okay. So I'll show you. With this we are done. Okay. This everything is done, so I'll delete it. So we are going to the fresh topic, that is choice control. So in choice control, we are using a tag called as select. Okay. So where you can select multiple options, and inside that we are going for a field option. I want to select branch. Let's see. Here. So this is a choice, okay, which will allow you to. So it is a multi-line box. Okay, we'll be having multiple lines here. Okay, and it will allow you to select one or more option. Usually, it will allow you to select one option, correct? But it is possible to select more than one options. Okay. So you can specify the name for this. So this is a simple choice box. So you can specify size is equal to 3. Okay, some size. This is one more attribute for specifying the size. Okay. So what will happen if you specify size is equal to 3? So size is one of the attribute. Okay, which will allow you to, okay, show more than one option. Okay, if size is equal to 3, you can see 3 options, more than one options you can see. Okay. So there is one more opt group. So this is one more opt group. Where see opt group, it is used for grouping the options. Okay. For example, I want to group group these two. Okay. Don't forget to give closing. And I want to group these two. Okay. These three again I want to group. So I want to two group. Okay. So in the first group I have 2 branch and the second group I have 3 branch. Okay. See here. So this is my first group and this is the second group. We can delete the size. Okay. So this is first group and this is second group. Okay. So it will allow you to select the elements. So this is opt group. So option, so select element, it is used to create multi-line box for selecting one or more items. The option can be used to hide a group down, a drop down list or multiple rows of list. Okay, can be visible. Okay, you can either hide the box, okay, or you can allow you to display one or more options. The option items can be grouped by